Right. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Partha. So I'm a faculty member in Computational and Data Sciences Department and also with CSA. And I'm here to present my startup KENOME, which stands for Knowledge Genome. So we are focused in the enterprise setting. And as probably many of you are from enterprise and might be familiar with this, enterprises as part of their day-to-day business generate lots of data, most of which is in unstructured form, right? So be it in the form of, say, emails, presentations, surveys, logs, and so on and so forth. And according to various estimates, 80 to 90% of the data in an enterprise is actually this unstructured in nature, which you generate for maybe one-time utility. And then for you're preparing that presentation for that upcoming meeting, or you're communicating with your customers, so you send that email. But once that cause is done, you just go and archive that. And over time, you even forget that that data exists. And that's why we are calling that as the dark data, because that's not in your radar anymore. And while most of the operations are done on the structured data, so we believe that there is tremendous amount of value to be unlocked from this unstructured dark data. And that's what KENOME's goal is. And our secret sauce in doing that is through knowledge graphs, which are these entity relationship graphs. So you can think of Bangalore is a node, IISc is another node, and IISc is located in Bangalore is the edge connecting these two entities. So our goal is how we can build these kind of large knowledge structures out of this heterogeneous mix of structured and unstructured data, and over which we can do AI and various types of decision making. So companies like Google are using knowledge graphs to improve their AI and thereby web search experience of the searchers. Amazon has been building a product knowledge graph. So the need for knowledge in AI has been recognized, but the explorations have been contained to these frontier companies. So I have been working in this area for about 16 years now. My group here works in the area of knowledge graphs. So through KENOME, our goal is to democratize knowledge graphs and bring these benefits to enterprises at scale. And so rather than, since we come from technology background, we could have put a technology first. But rather than we will build it and they will come kind of an approach, right from the very beginning, we wanted to solve specific problems. And right from day one, we have worked on with customers to solve specific use cases with the hope that while we solve those problems, the components we build that lays the foundations of the product we want to build finally. So just to give you one example, so we work with a US-based company that sells natural stones, like granites and marbles. So this example is motivated with that. So let's say you are working on home improvement, and you come up with a query saying tile that goes well with Bianco floor, right? So you are looking for tiles that goes well with Bianco floor. And first of all, you need to understand, whenever you want to support this query from the customer, that the customer is looking for a tile, and there is something called Bianco floor. That's probably one of the product, and you have multiple say tiles that you could actually refer. But the question is which one of those you actually show to the user. One of the starting problems is you may have also multiple Bianco floors. So how do you even connect this particular product that the user is looking for to your existing catalogs? Then most of the relevant data that's necessary to answer this particular query also may not be inside the enterprise, right? So maybe you have influencers writing blogs and articles about what goes well with what. So you may want to sense those kind of learn from those kind of discussions, and then say okay, maybe this Bianco floor goes well with this particular Alaska Grail tile, and you may recommend this particular tile to this particular user, right? So similarly, when the next customer comes and he actually buys a Bianco floor, then he can immediately recommend this particular tile to the customer. So the point here is, even if you take a customer-centric or a product-centric view, a lot of that data is scattered across multiple data sources. Some of it is unstructured, some of it is structured, some of it could be residing inside the organization, the company, or some of it is outside on the web. So the question is how we can build a semantic network that can connect all of these diverse sources on which we can do basically various decision-making, recommendations, learning, and all. So that's what our view of knowledge graphs to bring all of these heterogeneous data sources together is all about. And with these motivations, we have built a couple of products. So they are in different stages. Some of them are in a pilot POC stage. Some of them have converted into recurring contracts as well. 1 minute, yeah. So we are still bootstrapped. So we are about a year and 4 months or so. So we started operations from January 2018, and fortunately we are revenue positive so far. And we have a growing team from both good places in academia and industry. And so we were part of the Target Accelerator program here. And as I mentioned, we have also been able to convert some of our pilot and POC engagements to recurring contracts, which is sustaining the operations. And we are also very fortunate that these large enterprises and Fortune 500 companies have trusted us even though we are a very young company. So just connecting to Dipanjan's point about Bangalore is a fabulous place to build startups. So most of the corporations all over the world, any large ones or anyone worth counting, you probably have an office here in Bangalore, right? So right by being in this one particular place, you actually get access to pretty much all of the enterprises all over the world, and that's been really helpful for us as well. So that's where we are, and we believe dark data and unstructured data in an enterprise has lots of value, and through KENOME we want to unlock that. Just a point about our logo. So this the diamond structure that you see, that actually represents structure, and these horizontal lines represent unstructured data, which is the textual data. So we want to impose structure over unstructured data. So with that, I'll stop here.